Alright. Oh, what the heck? What are you doing here? Why are there multiple of you? I could have sworn Alright, I guess we're starting. Hello. I'm pretty sure these guys shouldn't have respawned. Because... I don't know. Seems kind of a weird thing for them to do. But yeah, I guess we're starting now. So yeah, last time we had just started setting up coal, and our fuse had blown, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to fix that this time. Alright, so this will be coming up soon. Will be the last time we ever fill our biofuel plants, so that's fun. Just gotta run back, pick up some stuff along the way. Just follow the power lines. And pick up some random shrubbery. Alright, hopefully this should be enough to get our coal power set up. We're going to need to do some production in terms of like pipes and stuff for the sheets, but hopefully not too much. And also hopefully I can figure out how to get back. There's a cliff here. Alright, climb up there. Easy enough. There's another cliff here and a spitter. Alright. Easy enough. I guess I should pick that up. Alright, now how do I get up this cliff? I knew I came down this cliff. Do I have... Lookout tower? Yes. That guy down. And up the cliff we go. Lookout towers are awesome. And we can make the jump. And another cliff. Which means another lookout tower. I love lookout towers. They're so convenient. Okay, so not quite all the way up. So we get over here, and another lookout tower, and up we go. And it should be just over here. Oh no, don't fall. Alright, we are back at the base, where we need to turn the lights back on. So, that should be that. Oh right, I need to actually put some stuff in whichever burner ran out. So, that. Use a little bit more. Which one of you ran out? You. Okay. And did you also run out? Yes. I filled those two simultaneously. Alright, power is back online. so power is back online. And we need to make some stuff for water extractors. That's the next big step. Which should be reinforced plates, rotors. Reinforced plates are easy. Rotors are probably also not that bad, yes. Alright, so that should be enough for like 2. I'll grab one more, I guess, later, but the big problem is going to be the copper sheets, because I don't currently have production for that. So, what do I have a lot of? I have a lot of wire. I could transform this into copper sheets and then get those cooking. Alright. So now we have copper sheets cooking. We do not have wires, but we have a good backlog of those, so it shouldn't be an issue. And this is very much temporary. We just need to get coal power set up, and then we will set up actual permanent stuff for all of this. Alright. I'm just going to do some manual crafting sheets to speed that up. We're going to need a fair chunk of them. So yeah, we're going to need sheets for all sorts of things, mainly pipes. So we'll do some manual crafting so we have enough for a good number of pipes. We're going to want to probably take the coal over to near the water, because that'll make us need less pipes. Alright. So that should be fine for copper sheets. Now, in terms of cold power generators, we need more rotors, more reinforced plates, and cables. Alright. Shouldn't be a problem to at least get 1 or 2 set up. We can do that pretty quickly. We are going to really want like a better way of getting over there, because our current path is kind of slow and awkward, which means if this isn't enough, which it should be enough. So let's see here. In terms of production, we can make 1 water extractor and like 2 coal generators, and that'll be all our rotors. And most of our reinforced plates, but we'll still have some pipes left. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. So just grab a last chunk of pipes, and then anything else we need. Alright. We are also going to need... Yeah, let me just look. So those are just pipes, those are just pipes. We're going to need concrete and iron plates for various other purposes. Probably rods as well. If I remember correctly, yes, we were low on rods, but we do have some lying around. Alright. Concrete, we have 480. Iron plates, we have plenty. So this should be enough to run over and get 1 or 2 coal generators set up and running, which should be enough for the time being. Not using a huge amount of power at the moment. Okay. How did I get up this last time? Did it like that? Alright, cool. So in the future, we're going to have to make this transportation better with a hypertube or something. But for now, we can just sort of jump over. It really is a bit of a trek. I hope I didn't forget anything. This would suck if this whole stream was just me running back and forth. I think I grabbed everything, though. Ah yes, the classic power line running straight through a cliff face. Hello. What are you doing here? Did you die? How did you... No, you just ragdolled for no apparent reason. Alright. No. Got him! Alright. That was fun, but where were we going? This way? Yes, we were going this way. Ah, the joy of wild hogs. That's a bigger, scarier one, actually. Alright, can I juke this guy off of a cliff? I would love to juke this guy off of a cliff. Nope, he almost juked me off of a cliff. Alright, no, we're cool, I'm running. Why is it that there are like way more aliens around this time than there were last time? Alright. Yep, fair enough. Alright, well, we died. First death, days since last incident, 0. That's awkward. So yeah, that guy wasn't there last time. He definitely was not on that small bridge thing. I remember because I walked across it and I didn't die. So that's annoying. So now we're gonna have to head back. And we're gonna have to be more careful this time on the journey because of health problems. Did I see something on the ground there? No. Alright, yeah, and I do have keep inventory on because it's just less annoying that way. Alright. We got the trick jump onto the ladder. And now we can head over here. Alright. I think it died around here, right? He might still be here. Or he might not. Either is a possibility. I don't fully know how the AI works for these things. Alright, he is back over there. Alright, I think my plan has to be to juke him off of a cliff because I cannot beat him or outrun him. Oh, maybe I can stealth mode this? Don't mind me. Just heading over this way. And we managed to just ninja past him. Incredible. The most skilled Satisfactory player of all time. And we're back over by the coal. Oh right, those things. Yeah. It looks like all the monsters respawn for some reason, which is kind of annoying. What? Okay, a present. So yeah, all the monsters respawned, which is kind of annoying, but not a huge deal. We are just going to get my water extractor. Boom.
That may indeed be
Yes.
water. Try submerging your arm. If it does not dissolve, that will narrow down the range of possibilities. Or you could just pipe it to a coal-powered generator and see what happens.
I've submerged my arm, and I'm not dying. I've just electrocuted it, and I didn't die, so that's interesting. Alright, so we have that. Now we just have to hook it up to power. We are now generating water. And from there, we can... Do I build this thing on a foundation? Yes, I will. That's the responsible thing to do. This foundation is a bit low, which I don't love. Alright. Coal generator. Like so.
Interesting, most pioneers already had coal power set up by this point because they understood their responsibility to humanity.
Yes, thank you, Ada. I'm doing my
Adjusting
best.
pioneer attitude metrics. Reminder, coal-powered generators require
Dang, I
coal.
thought they used steel. Thanks for the information, Ada. Alright, so we are going to take this conveyor belt over here, run it in there, and then we are going to take this water and run it in there.
Fix-it pipelines can contain any fluid, including the water necessary for coal-powered generators.
Yes, indeed, they can.
Note, water does not flow upwards by itself. While water extractors provide some lift, to truly defy gravity, consider the use of
Yep.
pipeline pumps.
It's flowing upwards. Explain that, science. Thank you, headlift. Alright. And fuel is in, water is in. Now I just need power. And we are officially producing power from coal. So, the good news is we're making power from coal. The bad news is only a single generator right now, which we can fix pretty easily by just placing down another one next to it. So yeah, consumption is 108. So we are still, I think, using some biofuel, which we do not want. And I've just realized that the way I have set this up is not great. Okay. We're going to have to reorient this, I think, just a little bit. So, I think I want my coal generators to be facing in this direction so that I can place them side by side and not run out of space. I cannot see what I'm doing. Let me get a nice quick lookout tower. Lookout tower is the best building. Alright, so now I'm up here. Look at that. Is that aligned to the world grid? No, it's not. I don't think I've done anything aligned to the world grid. That's fine. Alright, so I'm going to take this guy and we try to get it to snap like that. Sure. That's good enough. Now, Alright, the bean is here. Wait for him to move. Thank you. Alright, and now we can put down a second one in line, but the surface is too uneven. Alright, we are going to dismantle this foundation and build a taller one. Please be dismantled. And foundations 4 meters. Do I want it aligned like that? Probably. Alright. You can go up there. And you can extend backwards. And even forwards a little bit. Alright, and now we put down our cold power generators. We can do them like this, because now they're not, the ground isn't going to be getting in the way. So you can go there. You can go there. Now we can run and we can grab the coal, get it onto the foundation. And put down a splitter and a splitter. Alright, that's 2 coal generators. And now for the pipes. We grab the pipes. And they can be back here a little bit. And go like there. And then we have junctions. There. And there. And then we just run the pipes directly through / over. And we should have power as soon as we hook these guys up. Which... Alright. 2 coal generators worth of power. And how does this look from up close? We need some ramps to get up there, of course. Alright. Does this look like it's clipping? Or does it look like it's... Yeah, it looks like it's clipping. Alright. So in order to fix this, what we need to do is get rid of this water pipe. And we have to build the water pipe higher up. Like so. But no, not rotate that way. Hang on. Pipeline support. Rotate it there. Back up there. Build it up. Build another such thing here. which I guess like that. So now take this water from this pipe and it goes up there and across there. And then, okay, this pipe is not, the support is in the way. Does that even work for transferring water? I don't know. I wonder if this will work. It might not. We're gonna find out. Alright. It looks like... Hang on, to see. That is full to the brim, that is not, so it didn't work. Okay. Pipes can be kind of weird. So, I need to put this support further back. There. And then bring it all the way up. And then across to that junction. And then I put that junction in. I bring that down there. And that looks to be working. It's difficult to tell if that's working. But it looks like it is. Alright. Coal power established. And it doesn't even click. And in terms of power, we have 310 capacity. So we have 150 production, which is from both of our coal power plants. And then another 160 from biofuel, which we are not using because the coal is sufficient. We're only using 100-ish. But we could use up to 172. So it is possible with our current setup that this isn't enough. But currently it is. And in terms of resources, this generator is making 120, and we are using 90 coal, or 90 water a minute. So we don't have enough for another full thing off of just that one water generator, but water isn't expensive. This coal is doing 60 a minute, which means if I want to double this power output, I can. And I can massively increase it with power shards. But for all of that, we're going to need more rotors. Mostly rotors and reinforced plates, obviously. So we're going to call this good for now. And run back to base. Okay. I need to sneak up on this guy and kill it. It's getting annoying. And done. And now we run back to base again. So now that we have power, for now at least, so we have we almost have enough power. We just need more rotors pretty much, and this guy to die. Gosh, he's quick. He's quick. Yep. Yeah, he's quick. Okay. Jump off the cliff, jump off the cliff. Yes! Suck it. Get back, nerd. And that is how you deal with boars. Alright. That guy is gone. So now I just have to run back to base. The power situation is not really as good as I would have liked. See, the rotor limitation means I can't do more right now, so I'm gonna have to run back, restock, and then turn around and head back over there. I would love to have tons of excess power before I start building out my factory. Power is just something I don't want to ever worry about. I want it to just be solved for as long as possible, as early as possible. I almost got the trick jump onto the ladder. Alright, so we're back here. We have reinforced plates. And we have rotors. Alright, that's fantastic. Even grab some more rods while we're at it. And plenty of sheets. What else could I be wanting? I guess more cables wouldn't be terrible. Grab another stack of those. Concrete, I have rotors, I have sheets, I have rods, reinforced plates. I have plates, I have wires, I have cables. Alright, this should be enough. I think... I'm thinking whether I want to get even more coal out of that other node and like really expand out this power plant thing, in which case 60 rotors wouldn't necessarily be enough. Or if I want to just call another 2 coal generators good enough, in which case 60 rotors would be enough. Alright. Can I craft rotors? No. I need screws, which I do not have. Okay. I think I will head back over and do what I can with what I have. Actually, hang on. Let me do some thinking. So I have 60 rotors, so that can give me another 2 water extractors and another 4 coal generators? That's pretty good. Actually, I don't have the reinforced plates for that, if that's what I want. So yeah, I think we're gonna grab another couple of plates, and we're gonna try to do this right. Obviously, this won't be the last time we ever head over to the coal patch for power stuff, but hopefully it'll be the last time in a while. And hopefully the next time we'll have dimensional storage and we won't have to worry about what exactly we're taking with us. That would be nice. Although really, the next time we're going to want to head over there is we're going to be making steel. So I guess that's going to happen not horribly far in the future. Make the trick jump. Yes. Just walking along to the power generation location. Ooh. Didn't expect to take fall damage from that. What, he's back? Why is he back? He fell off a cliff. Alright, fall off another cliff. Nope. Alright, I did not successfully juke him. Alright. Fall off a cliff. Wow, he stopped right there, huh? Yep. Come on. Bro is not easily juked. I'm probably gonna die here. Yep. Yeah, I mean, he's just so fast. I do not have a better weapon to fight him with. Speaking of which, it wouldn't be terribly difficult to get. I should probably just... No, I do need 100 reinforced plates. That is a lot of reinforced plates. I'm just going to try to juke him. It's very annoying that he came back since, you know, I tricked him into jumping off a giant cliff to his death, and he's just back again. We're going to need to do something about that. So I think it's like if you put a powered building within a radius of their spawn area, they won't respawn. So I think I read that at some point. So I might just like slap down a random constructor and connect it to the power grid and do nothing with it. I guess is an option. Ooh. And down we go. So this is the part of Satisfactory that's a little bit frustrating. Just having to run back and forth because you're dying to a giant boar repeatedly. Alright, he's looking the other way. I can just sprint past him again. Yes. I've successfully juked him again, so that's nice. Alright, we are back. We are back for more power production shenanigans. I would like a ramp up on this side. Thank you. Alright, there we go. So now I'm here. That's doing 60. These are 15 each. I have this second one here, which is also normal. This one is normal? Yep. So on the coal side, I can very easily just with no more effort, slap down 2 more generators here. It is going to require this power pole to be moved. So I'll put it somewhere where it's not in the way. Alright, so that's that. And now we have to get rid of that, because it's in the way. And there you go. There's 1 more. There's 2 more. Just have to get rid of that. Alright, so then this can come up over here. And we have our splitters. Like that. And that goes in there. That goes in there. That goes in there. Hello! I am good. I'm just setting up coal power. So I'm very close to not having to worry about power again, which is nice. Alright, so we have that, the coal hooked up there. Now we just need to run. So we're going to have to hook more water up to this water supply. And we're going to have to run this pipe over. Alright, so the pipe has to run over here. And go be a tall pipe. And there we go. Now we add the junctions in. There and there. And then we add that and that. And so this isn't going to be enough water, because this is 180 and that's 120, but we can fix it very easily by just hooking another water generator, water extractor, rather. So we can have this guy over here, not deep enough over there. Gotta just find a spot. Gotta find a spot where it works. And try rotating it, see if that helps. This water is unfortunately like a puddle. Which means I guess I was kind of lucky to be able to find that one spot, but surely this is deep enough. No, apparently not. Alright, well there's another bigger water source just like a little bit over here, which I can easily hook into. It's just that this is a little further away. It is slightly inconvenient, but not a huge deal. There we go. Now we just bring the pipe. And since this pipe is over here, we can just hook it up to the other one. And gotta add the junction on. And let's see here. You around there. Alright. Now we just need to power that distant water extractor, which can come from attach another power pole in here, which I need to hook those guys up to, and then I can take this power all the way over here. And now I take this power and I can bring this one all the way over to that extractor. We're going to point in the middle. And wire's too long. Just a little bit further. And we now have this guy producing water as well, which should wind up powering all of those coal generators fully. Alright, so that is 4 coal generators. Should be enough water. Should be enough water. So that's going to be 240, and this only needs 180. So that should be that. In terms of coal, it should be barely enough. These are 15 each, and that's 60. So now if we look at the power, capacity is kind of sketchy and inconsistent. So that's the manifold being weird, I assume. So yeah, I'm feeding my coal via an exactly calculated manifold. So that's probably why it's all sketchy. Probably something out here is out. You have enough. You have enough. Yeah, it's a water shortage problem, which I'm going to need to fix, because this is not the power grid you want to see. Alright. So what is going wrong here? Why is the water not going into the... Is it a head lift problem? It might be a head lift problem. Let's see if it is. Where's that? Logistics. Pipeline pump. Just something, I guess having it like there will be good. Not a huge deal where exactly it goes. We hook it up. And now we should have enough head lift for everything ever. So let's see if that's true. Looks like it's true. Looks like stuff is moving. Yep, that looks correct to me. In terms of... Oh, we're getting another dip. Alright. Well, that's got enough water. That probably looks like it's got enough water. But these ones over here still getting sorted. Yes. But there should be enough water for everyone. And yes, it is looking pretty good now. Alright. I think the manifold is already filled. Guess I can do that. Alright. Power should be good. If I check, yes, it's been perfectly stable. And good chunk of room. So we're using we're using the orange down here at 100-ish, 120-ish probably. This blue is the maximum at almost 200, and we have another 100 and some to play with on top of our maximum. And then that's biofuel, obviously, which doesn't really count. But yeah, so that is power sorted for at least a little bit. So we're probably going to come back here and hook that second coal thing up. But that is a job for another day. For now, we are going to make our basic production stuff less horrible, because it's pretty bad right now over there. It's just all sitting on the grass. There's some clipping over there. It's all sitting on the grass. I think I'm technically not even producing wires because I switched it to produce sheets instead. It's ugly, so we're going to fix it. Yeah. I'm just gonna run away from him. And up that. And he's still chasing me. Okay. Yup. He won't be chasing me soon. Alright. And we're clear. Try chasing me up here. Get back, nerd. Alright. So now we can just keep on climbing. I cannot wait until I have hyper tubes for this journey, but that is a fair way in the future. Alright. And we're back home. Except this time we have all the power we could ever need. So, this is awful. This is one of the worst looking things you'll ever see. So, I'm going to basically destroy all of this and replace it with a nice, neat, organized factory that looks nice and is neat and organized. And also has like ratios and stuff. Having good ratios would be nice, so I didn't have like random power shards supercharging stuff to keep things going. So, where to begin? Where to even begin? I guess we begin with a platform. So, we are going to get up somewhere tall so we can see and overview the mess. So we have iron over here. We have lots of iron, including stuff we aren't using. And I think there's a little bit of coal, or a little bit of copper rather, over there. And concrete over there. So, we are going to take... Oh, I fell off. We're going to take this section and we are going to build like a big platform over here where we will be producing all of our iron stuff. And then another big platform over there where we're producing all of our copper stuff. And another tiny platform over there where we're making our concrete stuff. So this is all going to be nice and neat and separated. So, to start this platform, you're just going to build it out of the wall here. Alright. So, need to make this nice and neat and organized. So the first layer here is going to be ingot production for iron. So we are going to lay down this is a good spot for it. We're going to lay down a line of smelters here. Can't quite get it lined up right. Alright. So this will be 60, 90, 120. So this will be a full tier 2 belt, which I should have the plates to manage. And we'll be splitting it off so it's not going to be full for long. Alright, so then take our splitters, and that's going to be the end of the line because the wall is there. So those will go nice and lined up. I didn't quite space this correctly. Whatever. Okay. Okay, I think that unintentionally did what I wanted it to do, which is fine. Alright, so all the splitters are hooked up. Okay. So now, just need to grab power up here, and obviously iron. So in terms of power, just grab that off of this guy. I try to put my power lines, like, in between my manifolds, just because there's no real way to use that space for anything else. It's never going to get in the way. Oh, I need another one of these. So the power poles are never going to get in the way here, because there's already... the space is already being used. So they're all hooked up. And now I just need to grab 120 iron per minute. Which... not happy about that. Oh right, because there's the thing there. Which I need to remove the thing. Let's chop this down. Fill my inventory with iron ore that I don't need. And so I understand you can get the miners like on top of foundations. Does that even work, like, with a significant distance? That would be cool if it did. Obviously not. Okay. Worth a try. So we're going to get rid of that foundation. And we're going to get the miner in. It says it fits that way. And it does. Just barely. Yeah, okay. So now I can... You should be on the hotbar. So now I pull this up. And we'll be upgrading all of this to Mark II in a second. We're just getting the core concept in. Now you need to be hooked up to power somewhere. There you go. And this will be 120, just as planned. Alright, so now we make that Mark II, we make that Mark II, we make all of these guys Mark II, that one doesn't need to be. And ingot production is now pretty good. 120 ingots per minute is nothing to scoff at. It's much more than we had down there, that's for sure. What is this weird flickering in the background? Not entirely sure what's going on there. Alright. So now that we have all these iron ingots, we need to merge them back up on the other side. Alright. So now we take these, and we have to make, I believe it is just screws and plates, directly at least. So we're going to split off our 120 into 60 each. So, let's see, this will be, we'll make a quick platform for plates to be produced on. We won't need all this space. So I believe we can just take the constructors, and plates need 3, right? Plates are like 3 to 2, so in order to make 60 plates, I would need 3 constructors of 3 plates constructors for that. Alright, so we're just gonna go 1, 2, and a 3. And split there. Please. There. And there. Alright. there, and that hooks up there. And then all of this needs to split off from that. And we set them to make plates. And just like that, we have 60 plates per minute. As soon as we find a power to hook this up to, there's one. Boop, boop, and boop. Alright, that is that. And let's see, that needs to be Mark 2, that needs to be Mark 2, that probably needs to be Mark 2. Actually, I don't think it does, but whatever. And this... oh, this whole thing actually needs to be Mark 2. Well, just the first thing. Just the first one here needs to be Mark 2, because this one will fill up, and this is only 60 going out here. Alright. So that is 90 of our 120 iron ingots used to make plates. And now we can take our plate production and sort it back up. Alright, there we go. So now we have a full belt of plates. And this could go into a storage container, which will, in the future, be dimensional, but not for now. For now, that's just regular old storage. Alright, so that's iron plates sorted in a neater, more organized way. Next up, we are going to need to tap into more iron here, I think. So this is 120, that's minus 90, which means we have 30 left over for rods, which is unfortunate because we need a lot of rods for various purposes. However, here's the trick. Now, we probably shouldn't do that way because I want that to be dimensional eventually. So we could just say, well, that storage container is going to fill up, which means technically we can get like 60-ish out of this and not run out because that won't be running a lot of the time. But I don't think I want to do that here. I think this factory, I've done that in my previous factories to great success. And this time I want to try it out with the assumption that all of my machines are running all the time. So in other words, this will only be 30 off this line. So, what to do about that then? First, I guess, put some empty space here to emphasize that this is separate from the ingot production. And we put down some space, and we've used up all of our reinforced iron plates, so I'll have to back down and grab some, which is fortunately a quick trip. That's rotors, which I do not need more of. That's 100 reinforced iron plates. Alright. In terms of iron, we do have this node here and this node here, which we've already used. And these are all pure. So I could bring up more iron. I could bring up more iron on a second thing for the rods. Which I think I will do. I need a lot of rods for screws, mostly. Yeah. So this... So if this is only going to be plates, I may as well finish it out and just say I'm making as many plates as I can. We line up. And splitter. I put this one in backwards. Of course I did. And please line up properly. Phew. Alright. So now, plop that splitter down. Set that to ingots. And grab power. Have to dismantle that line. Get another one in. And hook everything up again. So now this is annoyingly 80 plates per minute, I think. Yes. So this is 80 plates per minute, which is annoying because it is just barely too much to make a single belt. But that's fine. So now that also needs to be tier 2. Because this is going to be 120, and that's going to be 90, and then this will be 60. So that's a little bit annoying, but not a big deal. And then this merger goes there. And these last couple bits are going to have to be tier 2. And just like that, we have pretty much more plate production than we'll ever need. At least for a while. Alright, with that done, then we are going to make rod production off of this one. So yeah, we are going to take that one up here and use this one to make all the rods. What is it overlapping? Is it just... What is this supposed to be overlapping exactly? Oh, I fell. Whoops. Alright. I think I'm going to want another lookout tower. So I'm getting quite far from the other one, and it wasn't really all that high up to begin with. So we're going to climb up here, hop onto this, hop over here. And over here, we are going to just put that guy out of the way there, and lookout tower. So now we can climb up here and have a good overhead view. So that's the iron source. So we are going to have this over that away. And have another reasonably sized platform. How big was this? It was a 3x3 for the smelters, which means this should be enough. 2, 3, 4. Alright. Those are the smelters. And while we're up here, I can get 1, 2, 3, 4. And hooking up all the power stuff's gonna be hard. Alright. Two. And another one. 3 and 4. Alright, so that just needs the belts. Oop. And pretty soon I'm going to need to grab more iron plates. Which fortunately, I have a brand new factory producing tons of them. And yoink. Alright, so now I just need to bring the iron ore up, which means dismantling this guy and, by extension, all of my iron factory and replacing it. Like there. What is it encroaching? Is it that? Is it this or that? Seriously, what is in the way? Block hologram, I guess? There shouldn't be anything in the way. I guess the lookout tower is considered in the way. Yeah, that's weird. Clearly was not in the way. But problem solved at the cost of my nice little lookout tower. Alright, so then we hook the miner back up. And we run over here. And need to make that reverse build mode. And then hop down here. And there's actually just a random constructor there. So, yeah, that biofuel constructor is no longer needed. Get rid of it. And that should be good to go. Just got to upgrade these to level 2 to get up there fast enough. And plop down another lookout tower just so that it's easier to get up in time. Have I mentioned I love lookout towers? Best building ever. Just the best. Alright. So now we need that one to be Mark II and that one to be Mark II. And we need to obviously tell them all to want to make iron. Alright. And that should be that. I think that is enough. So now we run over here. And just gotta plop down a constructor to see the recipe real quick. It's 15 per 15. So we're going to need a lot of rod constructors to use all of this, which means it's going to be easier to think we want our merge going this way. Very tight quarters. Can't tell if it's lined up properly. I think that's lined up properly. Yes, it is. And I think that should be correct. Alright. So this is all hooked up. Alright, so over here we're going to have... Oh, we need iron rods, funnily enough. You always seem to run out of the thing when you're in the middle of upgrading it. Let's see here. If I were a random surplus of iron rods, where would I be? In here, it looks like? Yes. Alright, cool. And that should be the last time we ever have to do that. Because this will give us all nice, neat iron rod surpluses to draw from. Alright. So. Right, so this is ingot production. So now we're going to need... We don't actually need those. That was wrong. We're going to need a whole big section for constructors. So we are going to need... These are 30 and we have 4, so we're going to need 8 constructors. So let me get a lookout tower up. So we need 8 constructors, which will take 8 squares, it looks like. 1, 2. This is not the best vantage point for it. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this was not a good place to put my lookout tower. We're going to hop down and do the last 3 manually. Alright, look, it's the hub. That's an awkward place for the hub to be. We're just gonna ignore that and probably move it at some point, honestly. Alright. And that's 6, 7, 8. So tell all of these to make iron rods. Alright. There's a ton of iron rods. And, right, we need to actually set up the manifold, which would look something like that for the first one. And then like that, and that, and there, and there. Alright. Almost done with this manifold. Alright. And now for power. Need to grab power from down there. Two. Mark 1 power lines can do so little. Like, it's literally 2 machines per power line in a line like this. Which is pretty dreadful. Alright. So they're all powered. So I think those need to be tier 2s. And like the first half of these need to be tier 2s. So that's going to be 120, 105, 90, 75, 60, so that should be fine. Alright, if I've done my math right, that should be a fast enough manifold for this. And obviously this will take forever to fill up. Like, it'll actually take a long time. But that's fine. Now we get to the other end here. And we need to recollect them. So with the 120 rods, I'm thinking I designate 60 of them as my one full belt of dedicated production that is just going to be rods and nothing else. And 60 of them as production for screws and rotors and stuff. So, with that in mind, I think I will make the merge side of this be actually 2 manifolds, and I clicked all the wrong buttons. So this side, I guess, can be 15, 30, 45, 60. So this is 60 iron rods a minute. I just have to look the actual machines up. So that's 60 rods a minute, which means I can take that, plop down a storage container, and that will be my production for rods. And then if I hop over here, this is 60 rods a minute, which I will be using for... What recipes require rods? Just screws and rotors, I think. Alright. So, take that. And pull it over here. This also just incidentally solves... This incidentally means I don't need to use more reinforced plates on stuff, which is a huge win. Alright. So that's that. At 120 rods doesn't really go very far, does it? So what else do I need? Screws, reinforced plates. I'm just slap down a constructor to see what recipes I'm missing. So I'm missing screws, which are used for plates and rotors. Alright, so... yeah. It seems like a lot until you actually have to use it for stuff, and then you realize that 120 rods a minute is not that many rods a minute. Yikes. Okay, so... We're going to have to worry about that later. For now, we are going to set up our screw production, which we don't need screws for anything on their own. So we are going to... this miner is too tall. So it's kind of... We've actually kind of boxed ourselves in a corner here. So, when you box yourself in a corner, go up a lever. Have basic walls. Up you go. And I have a lookout tower. So I can get up. And this should be tall enough to avoid any problems. Alright. I don't know. Probably having it connected to the wall will look slightly better, maybe. Ooh, there's a power slug. Hello. Don't know how I missed you this whole time. Thank you. Alright. So. Now I have to get up here again and start planning out my next level. So obviously, something like that. So I'm just going to slap down an assembler to look at the math. So, a reinforced iron plate is 30 iron plates a minute and 60 screws a minute. And a screw is... So to get 60 screws a minute, I would need 15 iron rods a minute, which is coincidentally just one constructor of iron rods. So that's 15 iron rods a minute for screws for the plates. For frames, it's another 12 iron rods a minute. Yeah, I'm going to write this down in notes. Alright, so screws for plates, 15 rods a minute. Mod frames, 12 rods a minute plus 3. No. I guess we could count that separately, maybe, if we want to make more iron plates. Let's just do... Alright, so that and that. And then, if we want rotors, that's 20 rods a minute plus 100 screws a minute, which would be another 25. So rotors are 45 rods a minute. 45 rods a minute. Which all comes out to, if I want separate reinforced plates. Alright, so it could be either 82 rods a minute if I'm only making enough if I'm only making a single batch of reinforced plates, or it would be like 92-ish rods a minute if I was making additional reinforced plates to make the modular frames. Modular frames are a pain. Alright, but regardless, if I just... Yeah, so I think I'm just going to make a single batch of reinforced plates and feed some of those into the modular frames recipe. Because that is expensive. So, with that in mind, this is wrong. I am going to need it to be one giant manifold so I can so wait, I'm going to need 82. That's such a painful number. Wait. Hang on. The math isn't... So that's 3 reinforced plates a minute is what that needs. This makes 5. So if I were to tell it to make 3, that would be 36 screws a minute, which would be like... this is awful. Alright. 36 screws a minute is 9 rods a minute, which means doing it that way, the mod frames would be 21. So 21 rods a minute there, 45 plus 60 would be 72 if I didn't make more reinforced plates, and 81 if I did. And I guess technically if I made 2 batches of modular frames, then that would come out to 90 rods a minute, I think. Which, no, that wouldn't work because yeah, okay. So we're not doing that. We're doing 1 batch of modular frames, which is 81, which means bringing in 90 rods a minute would be enough. So I just need to flip 2 more of these into the other manifold. And by the way, I just noticed that that guy didn't get hooked up. Alright. So yeah, these 2 I need to flip over to the other manifold, which is why I probably shouldn't have even done it this way in the first place. Alright, there we go, there we go, there we go, and there we go. So this is 90, and I need 82, I think. Or 81, something like that. But regardless, the point is, it's enough. Alright, so let me get up here. Alright, so first, I guess, we actually need to make the screws. So the number of screws we need are a couple. So I don't know, man, I'm just gonna... Thinking is tiring. I'm just gonna see what happens. If I put down 3 of these, this would be probably too much, right? So I only need 15 screws for the first batch of reinforced plates. And what was it, 9 for the second? Alright, so wait. Screw time. Time to do math on the screws, because I need to know how many to produce. So for a single batch of reinforced plates, it is 15. For a single batch of reinforced plates is 1.5 constructors of screws, which is that and that. The modular frames... Alright. I need to actually look at the numbers so I can see them better. Alright. So, this is 60 screws a minute. Alright. I've got to do this in terms of screws now. Plates. 60 screws a minute. Rotors. 100 screws a minute. And modular frames are another 3 reinforced plates, which was 36 screws a minute. Yes. Mod frames, 36 screws a minute. So all in all, that is 196 screws per minute total. So this is 40, 80, 120. So I'm going to need 5 screw constructors in total, and one of them will be underclocked slightly, which honestly I'm just probably not even going to bother doing. Alright, and we take our constructor, and we get another 2 down. So this will be 200 screws once I get the manifolds in. I feel like blueprints might be available, and that would make this a lot easier. Oh well. I'll check what stuff I have. I'm missing cables. We are pretty high up now, so it's worth taking this in a couple drops. Alright, so you are the cables. Oh, I just realized transporting 200 screws around is going to suck. And I need to get back up there, which means another lookout tower. Alright, so we're up here now. That's a merger, not a splitter. Splitter, splitter, splitter. And is that lined up properly? I think it is. No, not that exit. You're cool. You go there, and you go there. Alright, now did I tell all of these to make screws? I don't think I told the last two. Yes, you make screws. And you make screws. Alright, now I need to hook them up to power. Which... Alright, where can I... There's one. And get 2 off of that. And another 2 off of that. And having extra spare power connections never hurt anyone. So those are all set up. And now I just need to get the actual rods up. The rods end here. Okay, so this needs to be default build mode. Oh, putting up there. And I wish I could see lock hologram. And climb up. And unlock hologram. Oh, this is not quite aligned, is it? Yeah. That's terrible. Alright, so in order to fix that, we're going to have to go one further out. So now this needs to be in reversed build mode. And hop down. Alright, so that is hooked up. So that should be screw production sorted, I think, assuming that that worked. Just have that attach in there, which is kind of janky looking, but whatever. And this manifold is not going to be quick enough, but I am low on reinforced plates and actually not... I don't think I'm producing them at the moment because I tore that apart. Which is something I should fix. Alright. So now I have all of these guys. I'm going to take 60 screws. And over here makes the most sense because this is where the plates are. I am going to slap down an assembler. And merge some stuff over here. Please. Right there. And this is all hooked up. So now you can go in. That's the wrong side. Yes, I need this side to go there. Now we are sending screws to reinforced plates. And now we just grab a cheeky little splitter off of here. And bring it up. And in. And power. Where's the power? Where's the power? There's one. And just like that, we have 30 plates a minute and 60 screws a minute, probably. Yeah, this is actually going to be 120 screws a minute once it all gets sorted up, but... Alright, reinforced plates are being produced once more. And these guys can have their own little storage container. There we go. So, this is somewhat neater, and this isn't hooked up, and that isn't hooked up. Alright. So this isn't all we needed to do with the screws. We need some for rotors and some for mods frames. So yeah, this actually only needs 60, which means that this isn't quite correct. We need to tear that apart, and this is actually a splitter. I think that's lined up right. So that gets half of the 40 from that, and the full 40 from that, which means that gets 60. And then the rest of this go over here, where this is 20, and that's 40, 80, 120. So the rest of this is going to be 140, and it's going to head over this way. Technically 136, but that's too much to manage on a single belt. Which is kind of awkward. So we are going to take the other half of that, meet it up with that, and have that go out there. And grab the other half of that. What on earth? Put that down wrong, didn't I? Like that. No, why would you want to do that when you could just do that instead? Please. Okay, now I've fallen off of the tops. And I think that can just hook up. No, that's horrible. Hate that. The splitters and mergers just look better. They just look better, so I'm going to have them. So now we have, what, this is 20, 40, so this is 60 here. That's 60 there, and this is 76, but 80 basically. So this actually isn't... Oh god, so I'm going to have to get... No, so I have to get a batch of 100. So this is 20, this is 40. Yeah, so I need these to be divided up properly, which they're currently not. So this can have a merger randomly, I guess. So that's 80, 40, 20. So this is 100, which means that can go to the rotors, which means that this last guy over here is 40 and can go to the mod frames. Doing all this math is... it's hard work. Alright. So this is for rotor production, which I'm going to need rods for. Just for the sake of argument, I will... production... Right. So I'm going to need to pick up some reinforced plates, which fortunately I just started producing and storing. Yoink. There's some plates. Now here I can slap down an assembler. And that can go into there. And now I just need to get 20 rods up here somehow. And more power. Never hurt anyone. Alright, so now I need to figure out where the rods are and get them up here. So the rods are here. So I'm going to need to speed up this rod movement. Although I think, how much do these need? Those need 10 each. So that's, the whole thing is 50 rods, which means technically this is sufficient. That. Hello, GD Ballistic. Yeah, nice to see you. We are setting up just general iron production in a way that is more organized than that mess down there on the surface. So we have reinforced plates there, and we are currently getting rotors set up. So this belt of iron rods comes from down here, which is technically 120, right? So that's Mark II. This needs to be made Mark II. You're moving your base again? Yeah, I feel that. It's so frustrating having to work with an old bad base. It is also very frustrating having to reconstruct everything you've already constructed. So yeah, I'm trying to get like a decently acceptable base set up here so that hopefully the point where I have to move will be somewhat in the future. But who knows? Alright, so this needs to not be like that. That's ugly and gross. It should be nice straight lines. So we have a splitter there. This we're gonna have to redo because that's facing the wrong way. Like that. Alright. So now that's all nice and hooked up, and we have this splitter here. So that only needs 50 over that way. So we have plenty to work on over this way. And there's unfortunately a line of screws right there. So you're going to just get this to go up above that line of screws. And then I need to grab iron plates. Thank you. And then I can go down there. And that should be more than enough rods for rotor production. And now that that's sorted, I'm going to hop down here and grab enough plates. Alright. So I believe rotors should be producing at 100% now. Although I'm not sure I put enough speed on the... Okay, that lookout tower actually can't get you up to the next level of the base because it's just too far away. So I'm going to hop over here instead. Okay, so what was I doing? Right, so I have reinforced plates there, the rotors there. Although this isn't going to be fast enough, right? I need to upgrade that. Because that has to be 100. And I think upgrade. That's 40. That's 40. That's 20. So yeah, that should theoretically be good enough. You try to make things all nice and neat and organized, and then this happens. Classic. Alright. So that's rotors. That's reinforced plates. And finally we need modular frames, which I've already forgotten what they need. What's that doing? Alright. What do I need to make modular frames? Just stop down to quick assembler and reinforced plates and rods. Okay. So if I recall, I had set aside this guy for the screws for the reinforced plates. Which means, oh, the spaghetti is increasing at an exponential rate. Because it means I need to get these plates over there. Oh god. Life decisions are being regretted right now. Alright. So you can go. And then I set up a splitter there. That direction will go there. And now these can go up over so those can go up over everything, and then okay, they need to still be high up when they are over here. And that's that. So those are the plates. Those are the screws. So now I get the assembler in, which that doesn't need to be a merger. This is just doing a single thing. That goes there. That loops down around there. And reinforced plates, but only 3. No, only 3. And I have no idea if the plates are even enough at the moment. Alright, so that should be that. And it needs to be powered. Alright, so that's that. And then I need to get some rods over there. Okay. I planned on making this better than the old base on the ground, and somehow this might actually be worse. Okay. Yeah, this is probably worse. Okay. Is there any convenient way to make this less terrible? No. The answer is I just have to live with it. Alright, I'm going to put a stackable power pole there. or stackable support there. Grab a splitter on this, which is crooked, and attach. So now the rods are over on the right side of the base. And no, not there. So now I get the assembler, and I need to grab some reinforced plates to do so. Yeah, this is not a pleasant thing to look at, but it works, which is maybe all that matters. I'm not entirely sure it works. I think there might be problems with like getting enough rods to the various places. Alright, so that is that. That comes down there. Set it to modular frames. And grab a power pole, hook it up. And then we can put a little thing down there. And attach it to storage. So that should probably... There's probably going to be a bottleneck at some point back here. So, I should be making enough rods, but I'm not sure they're all getting to where they need to be, which is a concern. So this is 120, or no, this is 90 even, because I think I added the other 30 going the other way. Yes, so this is 90. This is 90 here, which means this split is 45-45. 45 is not enough to fill all of these constructors, but theoretically, as long as this will backlog at some point, so this is 40, so this is 45, which means this is 22 and a half, and that's 22 and a half. Does this need 22 and a half? No, it needs 12, so that will backlog. Does this need 22 and a half? No, it needs 20. Alright, so this will all backlog, and eventually everything will work. Eventually. Alright. I should put the storage container for the rotors in. And that's that. And I think this monstrosity has been completed. We now have all of the iron production, including one full assembler for each assembler thing just going into storage. We have, I think, 30 rods a minute going into storage. And, like, plates, actually. How are my plate supplies going? So that needs 30 a minute. Okay, so let's check. So this is 80 a minute, I believe, right? Yes, so that's 80 a minute, which means that going up there is 40, and this is 40 going into this box, in principle. In practice, it'll be better than that because this box is going to fill soon. Have you played before? Somewhat. So I've never finished the game. I got up to, like, I think the last thing that I finally gave up was messing with nitrogen. But that was Also not like super recently. So yeah, I've played this part before at least. Right. So yeah. Have you played before? Are you a Satisfactory pro who's judging me like, oh, you're doing everything wrong, the spaghetti is atrocious? Is molded beam alternate recipe good? Could you remind me? Molded beam is that a steel beam recipe, right? I can't remember what exactly it is off the top of my head. Alright, the spaghetti isn't bad. That's good to hear. Alright. What was it? Sorry. So this coming up here is theoretically going to be 40. Which means this splits off into 20 there, which won't be enough. And 20 here, which will be enough, but not enough. Steel beams, 24 steel and 16 concrete for 9. You have, from what I remember, wet concrete is very good because water is basically infinite. So wet concrete is definitely very good. Yeah. For the steel beams, that seems fine. Wait, sorry, is that reinforced beams? Hang on. Let me look this up so I can just see it. Molded beams Satisfactory. Right, so it's just normal steel beams. So for that, basically it just comes down to like, do you have an excess of limestone lying around? If you have way more limestone than you know what to do with, then it's great. If you're having to like go to a distant location to find it, then obviously not. But yeah, if the bottleneck is on steel, on like iron ore or coal ore, then that would be much better. Obviously, if iron ore or coal ore aren't bottlenecks, you're just making things more complicated for no reason really. But yeah, assuming you have plenty of limestone and you're limited on the other stuff, then that would be pretty good, I'd say. Alright, so let's see here. This is 18 iron plates. And this is 30, so that's 48 iron plates. Which means this isn't enough now. So if this ever fills, that would be enough. But I don't want to rely on that, because I want everything to just always work all the time. Which means I need more iron plates production. Just one more iron plate constructor would be enough. But I don't have the ore for that. Okay. So I'm going to need to find another iron plate constructor somewhere. And I don't know where to find it. I guess I could run another miner thing, or I could overclock. Well, no, I can't overclock the miner at the moment. You have one pure and one impure very close by, and another impure not too far away. If that's limestone, then yeah, that should be great. Yeah. If you have tons of limestone, which it sounds like you do, then the molded beams should definitely be better. Alright. This is not running at 100%. Why not? This isn't either. Why not? This is running at 35%. Coal is 4 pure nodes and 4 normal nodes being imported by a train. Yeah, that's a lot of coal. That should be more coal than you need, honestly. Like, all right, what is going on with these not showing up properly? Is it just... Yeah, it's just because that's the last one in the manifold and it's technically underpowered as it is. So I need to, like, accelerate that somehow. Yeah, you definitely have good resources. I would say the thing to do is figure out, like, how much steel beams you even need, and then determine, like, whether the iron and stuff you have is enough. And if it isn't enough, then use molded beams, and if it is enough, don't bother. That's what I would say for that. So, this isn't going fast enough. Nothing is going fast enough. Why? Because the rod production is all messed up at the moment. It will become fixed eventually. But at the moment, it is all out of whack. So if I... Theoretically, if I like manually fill that up, that'll make that backlog faster, which should make everything work better. Alright, so in terms of getting more iron plates up here, I think I have to just run an entire second. No, I will let this be technically a problem, but not really a problem, until I get faster belts, and then I will deal with it then. You just got cooling systems from your dog and you don't even know what they do yet. Yeah, that's... I think cooling systems was something that I was starting to worry about in my first save. But yeah, I can't help you on that one. Just shove them in a box somewhere. If you have dimensional storage, shove them in that. And then it'll probably be helpful at some point. Alright, so iron production is theoretically finished-ish for now. So now I need to... Ooh, iron rods. So yeah, if I just throw these in, then it'll make things faster. So I'm just going to grab those and climb back up, throw them in, and then everything will start working. So, that is successfully backed up. That is backed up now, which means that this should start balancing. You get a lot of other stuff from drop pods, yeah. You get a lot of random junk from doing a lot of drop pods. That's where dimensional storage really comes in handy, because you don't have to worry about, like, dedicating inventory slots to all of it in case it's useful later. You just stick it in dimensional storage, and it is fine. Alright, so theoretically, iron should be solved, and now we just have to work on copper. Oh, I fell. And copper production is a bit of a mess at the moment. It's just this. I'm not even making wire, because this used to be the thing that I used to make wire. Yeah, +6 inventory slots from a hard drive scan is pretty good. You can do a lot with 6 more inventory slots. Alright, I don't need this much sheets. You can be set to make wire for the time being. Solid steel ingots. You don't... Yeah, I can't remember what solid steel ingots is. Let me check. Solid steel ingots satisfactory. Alternate recipes. Alright, there's apparently no good wiki for determining quickly what various recipes do. Alright, well, we're just gonna... Wait, is solid steel ingots the one where you smelt the iron ore first into ingots, and then you make more? Yeah, that's actually pretty good. From what I remember, it gives you more... Like, you add an additional production step, obviously, which adds to the complexity, but I believe it gives you more. Is that the best steel one? I don't know. I think there are a couple pretty good steel ones. Like... Yeah, it is... So the question isn't... The question with a lot of these recipes isn't necessarily how much they produce a minute, although that is helpful. A lot of the times the question is, like, how much resources do they use? Like, what's the ratio? And some of them are better than others. Alright. I'm gonna look in the MAM because I basically immediately went off to do coal power as soon as I got the tier unlock, which means I have a lot of stuff that I haven't done. So any of this super important. I'm gonna need steel. Alright. The good news is none of this means that I shouldn't have been doing what I was doing, so that's nice. I guess I'll take the zinc. And need to grab some rods. And have the rod containers over here. And I got plenty. Alright. So we've done that. Now we can get the sink for all that matters.
You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on Exoplanet's bonus program, also known as
The best one might be the basic one. That's the one that adds limestone in, right? And gives you a better deal. Yeah, that's pretty good.
In appreciation of this, we have generously set up an internal, closed economy with exclusive rewards and currency. Directing parts of varying quantity and complexity into the awesome resource sink will grant fix-it coupons.
Oh, the first one. Yeah, the first one is good. The basics, like the ordinary regular old steel recipe is pretty good. And honestly, a lot of the ordinary regular old recipes are not terrible.
Resources, just remember to go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I normally have used the normal steel recipe too. I think there was one point where I was planning on using the one that like added sulfur, but yeah. iron rods are quite good. Yeah. Yeah, compacted steel. I think I started to do that a little bit. I'm not sure I can't remember whether that was something I actually finished or just gave up on. Yeah, the one using compacted coal. Alright, so I need to make a nice location for my copper, which copper production is pretty simple. It's way easier than iron, at least at this phase. So we're just going to get up on the platform. The most one is using petroleum coke. What do you mean by most one? I think you missed a word in there. Makes 100 a minute. Yeah, that's definitely fast. That's very fast. Most production per minute. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 100 per minute is pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to run over here to set up. It isn't too bad. Yeah, petroleum coke is not that bad to get if you... I mean, you probably already have most of the stuff for other purposes. Yeah. Heavy oil residue in a petroleum coke. Very convenient. I think I used... I think I used that a lot as well. Alright. Need to grab more concrete. Yeah, you need the recipe first. That's the biggest hassle for me, is always like, I have to go out into the wilderness, look for recipes. That's why I end up not using that many alternates. Alright. This is actually not a good place to put that lookout tower, because I'm going to have to destroy it immediately. Alright. Coincidentally, how much are you making? Wait, that's iron? Oh, I thought that was copper. Oh, the copper is over there, right. Okay, well, if the copper is over there, I already have this line bringing it over here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we have 3. I do need a good vantage point for this. And up we go. And add in the smelters. I think 4 should be enough. Can't even remember if that is a pure copper thing. So this might even be too many. But probably not. Alright, so we're going to have the manifold, running that away. Boop, boop, no. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, that's that. I need to just bring the copper up. Which I can do just over here. go. I don't think I'm going to run out of cables. I shouldn't have gotten rid of that. It's basically just going to reconstruct it anyway, but okay. So the big problem is this is going to be... I'm not sure this is actually a 120. I might have to overcharge it. Is this pure? Please be pure. It is. Alright, cool. In that case, time to start upgrading some belts. And I am one plate short of upgrading that one. So now I need to not get stuck in a corner. And then climb up to grab some reinforced plates. And up we go. Alright, reinforced plates acquired. Which means now we can hop back down here. Upgrade that. And run that in. First two need it to be tier 2, and past that it's fine. Imagine if someone beats the game without using a crafting station, including the one in the hub. Yeah. I would assume that that would be impossible without glitches. There's probably a glitch though. But I would assume that you can't do that without glitches. It seems like just to get started you would need it. Alright. Power here, thank you. It's definitely possible without glitches. I mean, like, how though? Like, at some point you have to craft something, right? The drop pod Rex, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that probably is possible then. That probably is, yeah. Probably be super hard though. But yeah, I guess with drop pod Rex you could get constructors going. Alright. So I have copper ingot production. Tempted to try it after the Savior finishes. Yeah, go for it. That seems like a really cool thing to be able to say that you did. And also, frankly, manual crafting is the worst part of the game anyway. Alright. So we have 2, 3. Yeah, in months. I mean, theoretically, like, this isn't really a game that you finish when you finish it a lot of the time. Like, from what I understand, it's like, oh, well, I finished the... Yeah, you're only on phase 3. Yeah. I mean, that's still pretty good progress. Yeah, if you were to, like, just completely beeline the ending, you could probably get it done in not too long, but yeah. Normal play, it takes ages. Yeah, 140 hours of playtime. That is probably around... I think I was a bit faster than that in my first playthrough, but probably somewhere around there, yeah. Normal play, you're not finishing this game anytime soon. Alright, speaking of normal play, I now have our ingots, which I need to convert into... Just remember, it is just wires, cables, and copper sheets. Copper sheets are 20 a minute. And that's 15 a minute. And that's 60 wires a minute. Alright. So yeah. This is gonna be much quicker than the iron setup was. Alright, so we have our constructor. The amount of procrastination. Yeah, I think Ada would be very upset if she knew what, like, any of the pioneers were doing. Alright. So this. There. There. I just realized I didn't spend a single instant thinking about what the ratios I was setting up for this are going to be. And that is wrong. Don't do that. That looks terrible. Please, if you can help it, make straight lines. What can't you wait to get in this game? Yeah, see, that's honestly, like, a significant portion of my problem, is that I also play, like, a fair amount of idle games, like Cookie Clicker and whatnot. So if I see I'm getting 5 per minute, and I need, like, 1,000, I'll be like, yeah, I can just AFK that. And I really shouldn't. It would be so much quicker if I actually progressed. Alright, so we have wires, wires, and wires. I'm guessing you can't wait for the jetpack. Yeah, jetpack would be nice. So much of the early game is just like your motivation to play the early game is so you can get to the cool stuff that you have in the late game. Yeah, jetpack is nice. Trains are going to be great. Even just hypertube. Even just hypertube would be nice. You know, higher tier belts and miners are going to be great. Like, there's just so much. Jetpack is probably the biggest thing, though. But, yeah, I am so used to hovering around with the jetpack that not having it is painful. So this is using 45 iron ingots and making 120. Is where you're at considered the start of the mid-game? You have trains, right? You mentioned that earlier. I would say personal opinion, the mid-game starts with trains. That's my personal opinion. I think once you have trains, you can say you're in the mid-game. Because trains are like a big enough deal in terms of logistics and stuff that... Alright. Wait, I didn't want 2 more, right? I only wanted 1 more. There. Missing iron plates. Run over and get that. Oh, it fell. Ah, to have the jetpack. Speaking of things the jetpack is good for, not falling off of floating platforms is incredible. You got all milestones you can before Phase 4. Yeah, that's pretty good progress. I mean, how's your elevator part production going though? Because if you have good elevator part production, you're basically there. You just got iron wire. Oh, that's fantastic. Actually, like, straight up one of the best recipes in the game. Yeah, I love me some iron wire. Alright. I'm going to create a little shortcut. I think I built a platform somewhere random. Yes, off there in the woods. You got the best one before. Is it like the cast screws one? Because the cast screws is crazy too. encased heavy modular frames. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw that one, so if it's the best one, then I guess I was missing out. Alright. So this is 60 ingots. Alright, so I take these 2 wire producers. I don't think I actually... yeah. I just actually set it up. Heavy encased frames. Based on the name, is it heavy modular frames with encased steel beams? Just as a guess. Alright, so I'm going to get yeah, heavy modular frames are terrible. They are so annoying. Is this not rotated correctly? Oh, that's a splitter. I need a merger for this. Okay, that. That. That one goes in there. And cables. Alright, that's cable production done. These 2 are going to merge into a box for wires. And that. Alright. Cable's done, wire's done. And now it is just the sheets. Alright, so I guess I can just extend this manifold over. Another 2 of those. Making some sheets. It's 8 modular frames, 10 encased industrial beams, 36 steel pipes, and 22 concrete. Yeah, that is way more manageable than 240. It's such a ridiculous number of screws. Alright, so then that is cover sheets. I need to bring the power over. Less than 3 modular frames per as opposed to the 5. Yeah. Definitely any alt recipe you can get that makes that less unbearable is huge. Alright, so that's 120. This is 60. So that's 80, 100. I can fit another one in. The only downside is to overclock it and get to the round number. Yeah. I mean, that's not a huge downside, though. Like, strictly speaking, you can just, like, let it be janky, but yeah. Yeah, it's super manageable. Alright, and set you to copper sheets, and bring power over. And now I just need to upgrade these belts. And I think that's enough. Those 4 are 60. So this one didn't even need to be upgraded. So that's all good. And those are 10 each. So we just grab a merger, point it this way. You're not letting it be janky with it being 2.812 a minute. Yeah, that's understandable. I just try not to think about it sometimes, but yeah. 2.812 a minute is definitely kind of scuffed. Alright, and that is that. Just the only thing I have unlocked that isn't automated is smart plating in there, and yeah, just smart plating. You have no shortage of power shards. Yeah, that's the thing. Especially if you don't completely waste them throwing them around willy-nilly, you should never really run out. Like, the only way you could run out is if you use them on everything for no reason, when you could just place down more buildings. But yeah, you should never really run out of power shards. Alright, so that... I now have everything automated nicely, except for concrete, which, who really cares? It's concrete. I'm just gonna slap down a storage container and call it a day. Alright. I officially have everything automated and headed into a storage container. So yeah, I think I'm going to call it there for today. Make sure to follow. It's very, very helpful. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire... I don't really have an end of stream spiel set up, but yeah, make sure to follow. I play Magic sometimes. I play this a lot sometimes too. You have 150 power shards. Yeah, I honestly just have a lot of slugs lying around. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna call it there. I'll be back again tomorrow and the day after that. Weekdays from 2 to 5 is approximately when I stream. So yeah, see ya.